Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 1st of December. So, looking at the euro of course first, and well, we put in quite a bullish engulfing candle yesterday, really big old candle there yesterday. In the end it did sell off initially and then rallied. Now when you look at this daily chart at the moment, you've seen the higher lows coming through. Now we did double top, we have double topped this morning, and whether it will push on at the moment beyond yesterday's highs, well, we'll have to see. We have got a new monthly pivot coming in, which always can become a bit of a draw for price, for it to come down, and well, there's minute divergence sitting just above us. Looking at the hourly chart, this intermediate time frame, really we've got the daily pivot there sitting. There's a as I said, there's a monthly pivot right just below yesterday's lows there. Now, for the whole thing to come down, well, could happen. Stranger things have happened. At the moment, is showing a sign of weakness where it's sitting in a stronger trend. Looking at the order book here, I just thought I'd just pop this up for a moment, and you can see the number of orders that are sitting above the current price, just above where it says R3 there. Really is a stack of sell orders. Doesn't mean to say it won't be broken, but it may find some resistance if we were to push up just a tad higher around about that 1940 area. If we start pushing up to that area, we could see some resistance around that sort of level. So just to bear that in mind, really. So at the moment, erring towards the bearish side, but just need to watch post 8 o'clock just to ensure we get confirmation of this. But it certainly it will be putting an hourly pivot swing in for those traders in our room. Okay, pound dollar there. Okay, so the pound dollar, well, another strong push up there yesterday as well, pushed through this regression channel average. Now it's looks like it really wants to continue shoving up. This is really showing the weakness of the US dollar. We have, however, monthly pivots there. That doesn't mean so it's going to turn around and come straight back for it. But there is, again, same as the euro, there is a bit of divergence around these highs. Again, we pitched into the high there. Let's just put the RSI on. There we go. Pitched into the high there, and looking. Well, a bit iffy, and daily pivots below. It just may draw back a little bit more as we progress. It's not quite as bearish looking in some respects as the euro, but certainly got signs of weakness. Now, again, looking at the order book for the pound, and again, there's quite a lot of sell orders below. Reasonable support below, sell orders above rather than a reasonable buy orders, but not much in the way of buy orders. There's just as much between those buy orders levels of selling set up there. So if it does start rolling over, maybe it'll have an easy-ish move down and a bit of a correction. So I'm just watching for this to see if there is some sort of correction this morning as we run through. Now, I'm not blind to the possibility of pushing up with both this and the euro, and if either start moving up, I'd be looking at least for their daily R1s. So that's the pound. Let's look at the dollar yen. Just come out to the dailies. Already hit the monthly pivot there. It was working back towards it for the last few days there. Caught the monthly pivot, and well, it's still looking relatively weak on this time frame. It's certainly broken the trend there, and there's a trend break. It's got higher lows coming through. Not quite caught the monthly pivot, actually. It's got the potential. Now it's air kissed. It's really between a rock and a hard place here, because it's air kissed the daily pivot there. If we see a lot more selling going on with the euro and the pound, well, this may just break through this monthly pivot and push on upwards. They can say these monthly pivots become quite pivotal. Needed to get that in there. The price can sit, like last month we sat around, held one, provided us for support for some time, price went through, came back and tested, and you often see price floating around with them. Don't always get hit, but they've still got a high probability, but this one is just nearly enough there anyway. Okay, and again we can look at the order book for the dollar yen, and we do have some buy orders sitting just above where price is, and it might just draw price up a little bit further, as the buy stops are probably sitting there kicking just above that pivot, so I'd be watching for those. Okay, Aussie dollar then. Aussie dollar, as I keep on saying, is effectively one of the weaker pairings against the US dollar, even when the others have rallied. Well, we saw another sort of down day there yesterday, not at all showing much in the way of strength. Has at the moment got the monthly pivot above, so any rallies would obviously be targeting towards that, maybe more. It's very choppy around this level here at around about 75.56 sort of area. There seems to be the sort of support zone. If we look at the order book, and let's just see what's happening there, and well, 75.60.56. There's not a lot. There's a few buy orders, but it needs to get right the way down towards the 75.40 area before it starts running into more significant buy orders. So this area we could see a rollover. There's some sell orders starting to appear below, which may just drive price down a little bit more. Yeah, so at the moment, any sort of rally, we could be looking towards that monthly pivot, maybe today, tomorrow, Monday, or any sell-off. Well, bit more of a bigger correction. The pivots are pinched today on the euro, on the Aussie. It may just break through those. Okay, and finally the Canadian dollar. So Canadian dollar again continuing through yesterday, even though an OPEC deal was agreed. There's still uncertainty out there, and well, we've seen this morning the Canadian dollar selling off here. Which is at last a sign of something, some sort of strength for the Canadian dollar against the US dollar. Now, it might be wanting to push back down towards that monthly pivot again. As I say, the great targets when they're so close at the beginning of the month, because so often they get hit quite early. It's already through its daily pivot, but again here I'd watch if we see a weakening in the pound and the euro. Maybe we'll see a rally going on with the Canadian dollar. Now we have got the employment data coming out later on. In fact, I should have mentioned with the pound there, 9:30 this morning, key news, manufacturing PMI. We saw some data coming out last week, which wasn't particularly last week, the week before, maybe even now, which wasn't flattering for the manufacturing data. This may give us see what the purchasing managers are looking at. So looking at orders from that point of view. So a bit more forward thinking. We'll have a look at that at 9:30. But for the Canadian dollar here, we've got the employment figure coming out at 1:30. There are a couple of speakers aside of that this afternoon, which could create a bit of volatility. 2:30, 3 o'clock, and 3:15 we got speakers, but I've got a feeling they're quite low level. Yeah, they're quite low level. Okay. Yep. So it's really the manufacturing data that will be at 3 o'clock. Actually, that's the other key number there. So really. Look at, as I say, just finalise on this Canadian dollar, just show the orders there, as I showed the orders and the others. Weak selling, sell orders sitting above, it's not particularly strong, and there's not particularly a lot of support sitting below in terms of buys either. So it could continue its track here. We'll watch, but the trend is certainly to the upside, but that is, as I say, quite a draw towards that monthly pivot. So if it starts breaking us through to 50 and selling off a little bit more, maybe that's a possibility. Right, that's pretty much it for me. Have a good one. Bye for now.